Lesson 4.6, what's the slope of each line that has the description or equation given? So let's do some problems like part A. So part A, well, we know this one, right? So this is the second y and this is the first y. You subtract these two and then over this minus this. So this is easy. How about B? B, some of you know that y equals mx plus b, so the um, slope is 3 over 4. However, I want you to be able to know, find out the slope by doing this, finding the 2 points. So basically, if we know 2 points, then we can find the slope easily. So how do we find the slope? We just plug in whatever number for x, find out the y, so that we can find a point, and find the 2 points once we find the 2 points, we can do it, right? So what if x equals 0? 0 times 3 over 4 is 0, plus 7. Y has to be 7. So the first point is 0, 7. How about the second one? Many people, some of you might think that x equals 1, but it will be easier to put x equals 4. I'll show you why. So because y equals 3 over 4 and multiply by 4 plus 7, and then long story short, we can cancel that out. So we don't have to deal with the fraction. So we have 3 plus 7, which is 10. So the second point is 4 and 10. Okay, so now we have second y is 10, first y is 7. Do the same business so that we can find the slope. For the rest of the problem, you should do the same thing. 2x plus 4y equals 8. So when x is 0, that will be, if x is 0, then it will be 2 times 0 is 0, and 4 times y. 4y equals 8, so y equals 2. So that's the first point, 0 and 2. And then find another point by plugging in, for example, x equals 10, so that we have 2 times 1 plus 4y. Solve this equation, and you have y equals whatever the number, and then you have 1 and whatever the number, and once you get 2 points, then you can find the slope. So that's problem number 9. Problem number 11. Alejandra is selling candy bars at 85 cents each. If she sells 20 candy bars, how much does she make? It's just a common sense. This is not a tricky problem. Part B is the same, and part C, I want you to generalize. What's the rule? So part A and part B, I want you to find the rule. What's the relationship? What's the rule between the price of candy and the number of the candy bars? And how can we generalize that, and how can we set up the equation? So that's problem number 11. Problem number 12, what's the slope of the line with the equation? So problem number 12, you do the same thing I did for part B for number 9, and find 2 points and find the slope. Then you can easily solve this one. The final problem, find an equation of the line that contains 5, 3 and has a slope of -4. Can you find a point that satisfies each equation but is not on the line? So I want you to remember what the point tester is. So we have y minus 3 in this case over x minus 5. Where does this 3 and 5 come from? Well, it comes from this point right here, right? And then where does this equation come from? This equation comes from y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And we just used 5, 3 as the first point, so we just replace this 5, 1, y sub 1 to 3, and this x sub 1 to 5. And once we get there, we don't have any y sub 1 or anything, so we just erase those y's. So the point here is we have y minus 3 over x minus 5. That equals -4. -4 means -4 over 1, right? So now we have to find out y minus 3. Y minus 3 has to be equal to -4, because the numerator is y minus 3 on the left side, and the right side numerator is -4. Those two numbers has to be equal. And denominator, we have x minus 5 on the left side. On the right side, we have 1. So this has to be true. And, you know, what minus 5 is 1, blah, blah, blah. And you know how to solve this equation to find